That's the part I'm kind of worried about. And I don't really know how the Marauder fits into this draft. Pangolier is just kind of going to do his thing, but I'm worried about the impact he's going to be able to have. Yeah, it's a very interesting game. I do like One Move's draft, I'll be honest, but I said this last game as well, so it doesn't seem to matter too much.
I think VP is just doing a very good job at making their drafts feel like they can play both, basically all stages of the game. And that's kind of what you expect from kind of the favorite coming in. Virtus.pro was always the team that finished 4th, basically. They were on the fringe of the major, but not good enough to qualify. And then One Move was the slightly worse version of VP, right? They were always 5th or 6th. They were never really major contenders. They were never really elimination contenders. They were just kind of present in the DPC. And I think at least a couple drafts that we've seen so far, VP is showing that they have a little bit of better fine-tuning, potentially. But of course, One Move, they've got themselves an aggressive lineup. It's on them to execute. If they make a couple mistakes, it will be a very difficult game. The bounty runes.
Yeah, Kurdish just hold to stun up and secure that one. And there you go,
2 for 2. I was like, where's wait a second. No, yeah.
All good. Yeah, so how about our side lanes? I mean, Slark versus Underlord's pretty good, right?
It's not... It's deceptive, I think, this matchup, because there's a lot of AoE damage from an Underlord with Firestorm, so you can kind of stand your ground and mirror the damage early on. And on top of that, you have Dark Willow with Bramble. So there's a lot of, it's not the easiest of Slark lanes, and we're already seeing it come into effect here. Hit by 1 Bramble and 2 right clicks and half HP.
Ouch.
I think this lane is actually pretty good for VP, compared to other Slark versus melee matchups.
Well, it's kind of worrying then. Could come out of the laning phase with a bit of an advantage again, which wouldn't be ideal. Hakoda got to get the damage in, because you usually like to see Disruptor in these more kind of kill-focused lanes where the core you're playing with has a bit of kill threat, and then you can just use the glimpses and the kinetic fields to kind of enable that. But I guess it's just going to have to be Glimpse used as a harassment ability against the enemy support, and yeah, we'll see what he can do about that. Meanwhile, over towards middle lane, it is of course a Shaker versus a Pangolier, and as we mentioned before, this should be a case of the Shaker having a pretty nice time in the middle lane, and the Pangolier is trying to get what he can, and then eventually kind of come back with the rotations or counter rotations throughout the early mid.
I just realized that Shaker could potentially be the next Arbid hero. That's why Arbid forces him to play. I don't know why, I just kind of clicked.
Yeah, well, Squadix has certainly been the one playing this hero a ton. Squadix has kind of cemented the Shaker in this region and proven himself to be a pretty damn effective player on it. Slark gets very, very low in the bottom side, going to be forced to south up in the tree line here. Again, just the Brambles plus the clicking of the Underlord is a pretty brutal combo. Needs to get
even getting the
packed just to get away from these Brambles. Oh, nice jump back though. Sayu could be in some issues here. They've got
he has Realm.
Oh, Kinetic Field doesn't catch though. That might mean that he doesn't get the kill, but still just harassing away onto Natus here. Munkushi standing his ground. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Gets first blood, does go down, but Sayu's going to fall as well. No, he's not. Fairy Fire comes out.
South
that should keep him alive. Or Glimpse. It's not in range just yet as Sayu goes for it. He's managed to catch him, but no, he's got the Shadow Realm, which means he's going to be able to survive a little bit longer. And now with the salve coming through, the tables have turned, and Agoda's the one who's going to back himself away from this one, but Slark coming on through on the side. Oh, do I get the creeps? Do I get the hero? Every carries dilemma, but does go back for the creep wave.
Yeah, and Lotus is up in about 10 seconds time. You'd expect One Move to be able to get it. A nice little back and forth there. You're seeing the strength of Underlord Willow against this Slark. Sure, the Slark does get the kill, but Willow is able to turn it back around. And the CS looking very healthy for all of the VP cores. Slark having to do a lot of fighting in the lanes, only 8 for 2.
Yeah, he's the one who's struggling at this early stage. Maybe this kill will help him out though, get him some items and allow him to be more of a hero in this lane.
It never gets old just looking at Shaker CS, by the way. 17 for 9. Oh, FNG! 1 point in heal. Actually enough.
To the high ground. Phantom, he wants it. Blood Grenade comes out. The deny's not going to be there. Phantom gets the kill. One Move, finding some action across the lanes at the moment.
It also helps with this Dawnbreaker pick, right? Like, Dawnbreaker is such an aggressive hero. You have 2 very high damage spells with Celestial Hammer and Starbreaker. You throw in anyone to kind of add into that combo. The Morana with the arrow, a Rubik with the lift Fabot. Like, it's such a kill-heavy lane. So good to see One Move starting to get that kind of built up into their off lane, because they need one lane to go well. You know Shaker's going to crush mid. You kind of seeing the Slark not underperforming, just actually just in a bad matchup. So it's all on Dawnbreaker Morana to get some pacing in this Radiant lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, the last hits are definitely going the way of Virtus.pro, and I'm very worried about this middle lane. On the side lanes, One Move are keeping themselves in it with the kills at least, so.
Oh, Ankrad, just a sliver of HP. Like, please, Shaker, just don't totem me. Leave me alone. Yeah. This cosmetic is very obnoxious as well from SquadX. There's like weird factory smoke thing kind of exuding from his body.
Yeah, is that the new one with the TIs, with the anniversary rewards? I'm not sure.
All I know is kind of annoying to look at, but so good at the same time.
It's very cool.
Earthshaker first.
Well, yeah, as we said, I mean, it's going to be bad, but we'll see if they can rotate. Maybe 6-minute runes. We'll see some movement in from the supports towards the middle lane, and then we'll see how things are looking at that point. You know, down the bottom, there's just a centaur in the bottom lane annoying them. I'm guessing this is FNG shenanigans.
Yeah, he's doing the super annoying Ench play, which is you grab the creep, send it through the twin gate, and now you're kind of like pseudo tri-laning. Just another form of FNG annoyance when he's able to play up the Chen or the Ench. Oh, I hear a glimpse.
Very obnoxious.
But it does nothing.
Yeah, it's just Coda not wanting to trade anymore, so just winning the trade by using glimpse. Very cool, and at the moment, it doesn't look like there's any rotations coming out for the runes. Never mind, Hakoda's on the way. Sayu in giving chase as well.
Ankrad's all the way back in base, so he's going to have to TP in and hope that it's top.
Yeah, he really is, because Virtus.pro have this bottom side in control. And
it is top.
Gonna get lucky, yeah. 2 games in a row now. He's betted on top, and it has come out for him, so... Yeah, immediately starts walking up to... Oh, never mind, just gonna go place the ward in the fancy spot.
He's not level 6. Yeah. Well, there's a dire ward here, plus he's not level 6, so not the cleanest of plays. Oh, nice fortify to prevent the level 6.
SquadX might still be in some trouble. Swashbuckle available, but not chasing this one under tower. Doesn't feel quite that confident in it, but this is going to give him space to get a 6. Meanwhile, down at the bottom side, a nice pick up there onto the Willow as she tries to get herself back to the lane, and Hakoda and Monkushi cut her off with the pass. Very nicely done.
What a play from SquadX though. Like, I'm assuming it's him fortifying there, and it's not just like the accidental plays of the side lanes, but that was insane. Like, just the instant fortify, prevent level 6 from the shield crash and swash, gets to disengage.
Yep.
Big plays.
You're not allowed to fortify if you're not a mid laner.
Pretty much.
Hakoda, though, is going to fall here for sure. Trapped inside, all of that damage. Not going to survive, but Ankrad coming in from behind here. They're looking to re-engage upon this one. Monkushi making the jump onto FNG. He's going to get melted on down here. The response is hard, and, well, One Move definitely finding a bit of life. I mean, this is looking much, much better from the early stages already.
Yeah, they have heroes that can find kills. It's refreshing to see. They need their Slark to get as many cheap kills as possible. You see from his quick buy, he's looking to go for that Midas. He's going to be off map for, if not longer than the Sven potentially. They just need to make sure every kill is key.
In the middle lane with the glimpse coming out as well. They're going for the big kills. Dawnbreaker even getting involved as well. They want to bring this guy down, and they absolutely will. SquadX to fall. That is a huge, huge kill from the side of One Move, and this is a Pangolier effect as well. Doing a lot with not a whole lot is absolutely the MO, and seems to be a great answer to this Earthshaker in the middle lane so far.
Yeah. Now just keep it rolling. Just keep looking for those kills. As soon as you have Rolling Thunder again, connect your supports with him and look for the fight. There should be no point in this game for One Move from start to end where they're ever too relaxed. They always need to be chasing that next pick-off, that next kill. How are the stats going for Virtus.pro? Actually, this time around, I don't think they've made any for the Sven. So this isn't going to be some retreat to the jungle and find some fresh economy. We're hitting the 9-minute mark, and FNG is kind of just farming the jungle instead of stacking it. Sven might not be too happy with that one.
Sayu and Hakoda have just kind of been tickle fighting this whole time. They haven't really been focused on other things. They've just been fighting between here and the rune, and Hakoda is going to have to drop. Very nice connect field, actually, but I don't think it's going to save his life as FNG gets involved as well. Damage coming through onto Hakoda. The one's going to help out a little bit up to the high ground. He'll need a miss, and he won't find it. Mangushi tries to come in and get a kill out of this, but won't be able to do so, so it'll just be a death on the Disruptor, and that'll be about it. God, look at the dire wards in the middle lane. Is this overkill?
Yeah. It's the anti-Slark strat. You know, you find one, either you assume it's then not warded. So no, yeah, this is a bit overkill. Let me double check. Did they all get placed by the same player? No, they're placed by separate players. So all three players off beat on their warding. To be fair, who places the ward in the river?
That's unhinged.
Sayu's just like unhinged warding, and then FNG places it on the high ground. He's like, wait, sorry, why are you placing it in the river? It's going to get swept away by the currents.
About catch the rune, so I'll allow it. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have, you know how like you have weather reports in the news? You should have like ward judges, a panel of people. Hakoda. Yeah, caught out by that rune ward. Where are the haters now? Yeah. But one move, they're looking to respond to this nice arrow catching onto Sayu, and that'll allow them to get the return kill. But it does cost them a Dawn ulti, but yeah, this early...
We now have 3 wards. We now have 3 wards in this area, but Hakoda placed it under the cover of 2 wards, so surely VP's aware that this ward is in play.
It's in the Venn diagram. It should be seen.
Oh, Central. Go on, FNG. Place another ward there for the boys.
Yeah. I want to see every inch of this river, goddammit. I want to play poo sticks and watch that stick go down the entire damn way.
Radiant structures are
all right, so quick reflection on the state of the game. Kiritich once again having a phenomenal game on the Sven so far. He's hit this Mask of Madness timing at an insanely fast pace again. They're not able to control this guy. All the action has been happening bottom, and whilst it's given Slark a couple of kills, it has distracted him from getting a decent amount of farm, so he's going to be playing catch up with this Sven a little bit. And last game, that didn't really work out so well, so hopefully they have some ideas on stopping this Sven before he hits a ridiculous timing, but I mean, he's already going towards his Echo Saber at a terrifying rate.
Yeah. If anything, I think VP are the team to make the next move, and they did D-ward it. Congratulations, Virtus.pro, on that D-ward.
Nice.
Yeah,
all worth
punching the Willow a little bit.
Wow.
But no, Shaker's about to pick up the blink. It didn't. Oh, weak.
Unfortunate. A lot of targets to hit, but didn't manage to catch any.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Is it going to get the double?
There we go.
Doesn't reach for the double, sadly, but gets the important one. Now he's going to be like, wait a second. Why am I still seen? And at this point, you just give up. You're like, this is just some support shit. I can't deal with this. I need to hit some creeps. Slam. Oh, slam lane. Hakoda just going to get brought down by a combo from Squadix, and even throwing the Bedlam onto Squadix as well. So you're really making sure that kill is going to be happening. And, well, looking for the response here. Nice arrow comes across from Pantomime as well. And, well, Terrorize comes in, buys Sayu a bit of space here. Is it enough to get him away with the Curse Crown? I think it is. Nice escape from the Willow. And now they're looking for a bit of revenge. In comes a Dawnbreaker, though. She's looking to help out, and the Fisher stops the Sven. He's able to get a couple of clicks off. Afterlife finds himself on the wrong side of this wall. Needs to get himself up the high ground and going to try and use the hammer to do so. And, well, that works out pretty well. Notice trying to get away, but he's going to get stunned up by the Starbreaker at the wrong point. Leech doesn't quite connect. Ulti from Hakoda also a little bit off the mark here, but it separates the fight. But now the Slark just gets caught out by the Sven. The stun is there. The damage is in. And Mangushi is just gone. Pantomime dead on the back lines as well, as a Shaker finds him trying to snipe off a kill in the back. One move. They get outmaneuvered a little bit in this fight.
The Slark just walked into the middle of the fight and decided to die. I think one move, that fight, it looked relatively promising. The way that the Underlord had kind of TP'd in quite aggressively, disrupted, glimpsed at the Sven, but there was no way for them to really collapse onto the Sven because Underlord was always present. He had the aura running, he had a mech still available the entire time. Maybe it's a little bit too early to try and get the Slark kind of integrated into these fights. He's only got a Midas to his name. If he had like an Echo Saber or one other item, sure, I could see these scuffles working for them, but VP are going to take all the opportunities possible. They are incredibly tanky. Actually, all of their heroes have a defensive toolkit built into them, right? bonus armor of Sven, the realm of Willow, the heal of Enchantress, mobility of Earthshaker, or just the innate aura buying nuisance factor that is Underlord. So all 5 VP heroes, if you don't cleanly kill them, they're going to have some way of just making that fight last a little bit longer.
Sustain is such an important thing in this game for both of these teams, honestly. But again, sometimes that never matters against Sven because he just 3 hits your carry in 1 stun.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, I forgot to mention that part.
Shadow Dance. There's no way you can get Storm Hammered pre-Shadow Dance on Mercutio. Not at this level in the game.
VP did actually smoke up, but yeah. I mean, he also did the voice chat line, right? He did the little
double haha
laugh. It's like, yeah.
Don't think his team are laughing though. Oh, here we go. Prospector in the middle lane. Kobold dug up by Hakoda. Put it on a carry. Make him rich. That sweet, sweet GPM. Oh my god, he's just being left to do nothing in the middle, and I've never been more offended. Disgusting. Smoke up though from the side of one move. They've got more important things to worry about, and that thing is killing off the Sven. Sven though, he smells something is rotten here, but they've already lost the Dawnbreaker up on the top side. A slam comes down, and the Dawnbreaker is dropped. So, this leaves the Sven kind of...
Oh, such awkward timing.
I mean, there's only one hero running at him, really. Everybody else is so far behind. I just don't know if they're going to make this happen. They need more than just a Pangolier, and he now sees Kiritich, and Kiritich just immediately turns around, drops the God Strength upon him. Rolling Thunder is going to connect, though, but they're so slow. The glimpse back onto FNG, so he's not going to be in this engagement. They need more to bring down this Sven, and they're going to find it as a Dawnbreaker comes flying on from the heavens, and they do kill off Kiritich, but it costs them a lot. But, well, does it actually? As the Underlord's kind of alone. He's trying to get himself out, but he's not able to get through the portal. Glimpse back as well, and he's going to go down as well. Squad X comes in from the side, trying to finish off Icarad here. Icarad being kept alive, though. The Urn's out onto him as well. Squad X, he's going to fall as well. 3 heroes dead on the side of Virtus.pro. All 3 cores taken out here. Huge, huge win for the side of one move.
Just one by one, VP. Even getting a glimpse into the Willow.
Add another one onto that, T-Gov. As Sayu, next
by 1.
Thank you.
FNG,
yeah.
Look at FNG right now. This is the key thing. He's got a Pervis, he's chilling in top, he's been hitting this top jungle the entire last 4 minutes. He doesn't have a TP. He just hasn't been present in any of these. Did he get glimpse? Oh, he did get glimpse. He did. But still, it's so important to not get glimpse, Crapper.
Need him in the fight. They need him there.
They need him in the fight, and of course, yeah, Disruptor showing his strength and able to have numbers, but it's kind of surprising that VP killed the Dawnbreaker. The smoke from one move lasted long enough that the Dawn respawns to then get the kill on Sven. Like, I thought killing off the Dawn would prevent that smoke initiation. One move might have to just disengage, but no, they committed to it, and
yeah,
VP very much punished. I also maybe a bit surprised that FNG didn't try and run to the fight. It kind of lasted such a long time, but yeah, last VP struggling.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you would assume FNG is just like, when he gets glimpsed, he's just like, all right, well, I guess that's not happening then. But he's usually the early game leader. In fact, he's always the early game leader. So I don't know if the call was made or not listened to, or don't know. But either way, he might be dying here, although that heal is doing a hell of a lot of work, but still gets cut down. Icarad's there with the burst from the swashbuckle. And they will cut off the Enchantress. Yeah, another interesting thing about the last fight I just wanted to touch on as well is that it felt so awkward because it took such a long time, but actually that was a blessing in disguise, because the fact that it took such a long time to finally find the Sven, get him locked down, it gave the Dawnbreaker a chance to respawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight, so.
Yeah. It's delightful on that front.
Yeah, but she gets slammed once again up on the top side. So. Afterlife.
I think Dawn doesn't want to go top anymore. Oh no, sight going back.
Slam me again, cowards, I tell you.
Slam me once, fool on you, shame on you. Slam me twice, or whatever the thing is. Kiritich does have BKB available if he does want to disassemble the Echo Saber. And one move, yeah, they smoked underneath a ward. So I'd be surprised if this connects.
So he just comes flying in on it. Hey! What's going on? Really overvaluing the hate screw there.
Classic support, boys. I tanked it.
Yeah.
We know you did. We saw them. We didn't have to go into them. Tanked it.
I'm so fun.
The real question, though,
No one can catch me.
Radiant's middle tower is under
but the real question is one move doing enough to put this game in a winning position? Like, have they really broke down the Sven's farm? No. Have they stopped Sven from, also Earthshaker, from getting to his Aghanims? Not really. Like, they're getting kills, they're doing good moves, but they're yet to really hit that tier 2, hit that Roshan, and start doing the motions towards winning the game. There's a lot of equalizing it so far.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is they're doing enough to keep themselves in the game, but they're not doing enough to start winning the game yet. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
So what is the big play? You know, just going and finding the Sven, finding areas of the enemy map to play in and assert yourselves in?
It would kind of be along those lines, but now they're in the difficult position of the 20-minute BKB timing, where they can't have the same mentality of their team fight. They need to kind of poke the BKB, disengage, then take the fight. And once they do all of that, hope they still have the resources to go to Roshan and make those moves. So this is now the difficult part of the game for this draft. It was probably some of our concerns that we had whilst they were picking the heroes. But they're playing with that forward mentality. They're still looking and hoping to find something. Like Underlord's, he even bought a 4-stuff. He identifies how key it is to just kite out from that pounce, to get away from the Rolling Thunder, to save his teammates. Rarely do you see this scuffed looking build, but it's pretty good this game.
Yeah, it's you know, we'll see how it works out for him. It is a bit scuffed, isn't it? But it's cool. I mean, what else are you going to go for, right? Underlord is a hero which can just build what the team needs, and this is what the team needs. So be it.
VP.
Yeah, they are in the pit right now. Interestingly, Underlord's not joining them, but hey, he's got lanes to shove out. Also kind of makes it less obvious if he's out showing on a wave, but now the scan will show it, and they need to get here now. One move, moving into the area. Ironcrad, he's already here, swashbuckling over. He's going for the early Rolling Thunder, and he kind of needs to, as he's going to be able to just...
Oh, no.
Plan, but they scatter from the pit. Rolling Thunder's going to be a bit awkward, going for the TP out here, and is going to be able to do so, but now the boys just get straight back in and start hitting away at Roche, and I think that's their chance of being able to disrupt this. Gone. Virtus.pro so good at these Roches, and one move, well, just not really keeping their finger on the pulse with this one, has to be said.
Fair play to Ironcrad. I think that's the type of play you make on Pango. That if he's like 8 seconds later, he gets the Aegis snipe, he keeps the team in the game. It's like, oh damn, that's awesome. He goes early, he misses it. Fair play for trying. You can clearly see from the mini-map that no one else on one move was actually trying to contest this Roshan. So it might look a little bit funny in that action, but yeah, why not give it a go? But VP, they do get the Aegis first, 21 minutes into the game. Such a spooky timing.
You only really need 2 more heroes in the area, and the Dawnbreaker can come in, and they're actually going to be able to find a little jump here onto the Dark Willow, but of course Squadix waiting just behind. He's got the Blink, he's got the Slam, he's got the Axe, so not really someone you want to fight into right now. Of course, pre-BKB will always be vulnerable to Hakoda, and that's why he's respecting them still.
And Mankushi also completed the Aghanims, about to get the Shard. So a very tanky style of Slug. We've seen, I think it was Kami from HYDRA that did the SMY Satanic style of build, but this is like the other version of tankiness, right? Aghanims for the stats, double pounce, Mage Slayer for the damage reduction, then a Shard on top. I don't know how good the Shards, the Mage Slayer is really going to be in this game. I think I would have preferred the SMY. But they have itemized to be tanky for the mid game. They just need to find that window of opportunity to jump Virtus.pro, and most likely it will be post Aegis. I'd be surprised if they threw their bodies into an Aegis Sven, who also have BKB.
I like how you're saying that as Ironcrad's like faking the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah. Please.
They should run in and get annihilated straight off the bat. That would have been quite something, but Phantomman may be caught out here. The root is going to allow the Stormhammer to connect, and God's Strength will be used. He gets the leap away, though. This is kind of why they went for the Marauder, I believe. Just a support that can escape allows you to play in the slightly more dangerous parts of the map. Well, that's exactly what happens here.
But now there's still the Tormentor. Who's going to be lucky enough to get it?
You're a lucky chappy. It will
Willow.
Yep.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's very
quite a nice shirt.
Littering roots everywhere, isn't it?
I don't think I'd ever want to see FNG with it. Sproink. Woo, jump backwards. Crazy. To be fair, it's pretty extra mobility. Yeah, against mobility against Pango Slark could be pretty handy, but I think having the additional roots from Willow, they did win the 50-50.
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. This game, it's not great. You don't really have any disjoints, so...
He's also got 1 point in Impetus.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, there we go, yeah. Yeah.
Would have been absolutely terrible, so...
And then a second 4-star picked up, so now you have 1 on Underlord plus 1 on Willow. Plenty of ways to basically remove Slark from the game, right? Like he invested 4,200 gold into a leash mechanic of his pounce to then to have 2 of them to now get removed by 2 very cheap items. You're going to need to maybe kinetic field on top or find another way to contain the fight, because I'm really not seeing the way Slark's able to punch. And oh, Afterlife, he's actually going for the axe build. This is the build you go to mitigate physical damage. When Sven blinks in with that God Strength, you buy the Aghanims to gain evasion, to keep that hero alive, and then you look to kind of take the longer fight. And hopefully at that point for 1 move, God Strength would be expiring, BKB would already be used. 1 move, they understand the issues that are being faced against them. It's just time is what they need to get to that point where they have the resources to withstand this aggression from VP, because the net worth, it's nothing crazy, but you can kind of feel the momentum is very much VP favored.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about this Ags, you know, like, it's conceptually it's cool, right? But I feel like Sven just does so much damage that, sure, like, essentially evasion is reducing it by 1%. If you're lucky, that percent's higher. If you're unlucky, that percent's lower.
Yep.
And Sven's damage is so high, he doesn't need 100%. Usually, he only needs, like, 75 to 50% of his hits to actually land in order to kill a core. So I feel like the only way is to stop him hitting you, you know, with things like, oh, hold on, we've got him locked down here. He's going to lose about half his health inside the God Strength. Of course, he has this Aegis, but this is going to chase him off the tower. And this is the high ground you were mentioning, you know. It's very scary to play into all of this.
Don't forget the Dornags. It is 60% evasion. So based on your maths, it is relative. It's pretty good.
60.
I think
very high. I'll accept that.
The main argument is, where's the damage? Because if normally Afterlife on his build would go for the Blade Mail, the Deso, the Blink, and he would execute heroes. But now, because he's going for this build, he's leaning on someone else to step up. And I think for all of this, Ankred is that hero. He's got the Diffusal Blade, the Aghanims, he does plenty of damage, but he needs like some basher, some extra something to throw into his swashes. And 1 move with no God Strength available. Aegis is expiring in 5 seconds. This is a relatively good window to look for a pick, but under the cover of night, Slark wasn't just up front enough to see him. Yeah, now they go.
Observer placed, but seems like Squadix is just reading this way too well. Insane reads.
I feel like every time we see some big kind of macro choice happening from a team, FNG is just by himself with a creep, serenading the jungle, pushing in a side lane. It happened when he got glimpsed back and they killed the Sven. It's happening here when 1 move's smoking. Like, he's not tanking smokes on his hero. He's just always pushing out a lane.
Yeah, he's happy to just kind of play some solo Dota today, and it's super annoying. And he's getting some money to go along with it as well. I would have looked to Mirana, though, who's, of course, always just running around the map with her team and occasionally throwing an arrow out at a creep. It helps.
Ooh, VP about to hit a big timing right now. Solar Crest about to be completed on Enchantress. 4 staff on the Willow. BKB on the Earthshaker. Thank God we're looking at all the items together, but this is every single hero, even the Silver Edge on Sven, like every hero on VP just picked up an active item for the team fight. Yep. I would be surprised if they didn't want to take a fight here. And also we just saw Slark had the Bloodthorn as well, so he's turned that Mage Slayer into an aggressive item now. But his inventory does look kind of underwhelming.
He's rolling thunder here. He wants to try and get the kill onto the Willow. Willow just healing up completely and able to back herself away. So it's Pangaloo who's going to be able to leave instead. And, well, that'll be that. Strange little catch attempt there from Icarat, but just trying to get the solo kills on supports. But draws out the rest of the team instead.
Rolling Thunder's now on cooldown for a minute.
It's so pushed in. Pantomime just gets seen on the front lines and can't do a thing as he's just brought down, just stands completely still and waits for the sweet release of death. And now Kiritich, he's got that God Strength, he's got that BKB, he's ready to hit some towers. And we go, just walk right at the moment.
After he gets glimpsed.
The damage comes in, the tower goes down under the damage of this Sven. What can you do? They need to do something about this. I'm getting repeats from game number 1, T. They hit this timing and one move is just stunned. They just don't know what to do. The Saganams is up on the Dawnbreaker. I feel like they could try something here, but at the moment they're just waiting and now they're going to jump in. They've got the jump. They've got, not going for the slam just yet, actually. It's just a Disruptor ult to use, very defensive.
Slug's not here.
The barracks are already...
No, it is.
Slug jumping in, going for the backlines. In they go with the Dawnbreaker as well, giving him the protection he needs, but it's so much commitment to this. They've used Shadow Dance, they've used the Dawnbreaker ulti, and they've gotten absolutely nothing from it. And Virtus.pro, they've already taken what they came for, and now they're off.
Just a whole lot of nothing coming out of one move. Sure, they're throwing out some spells to put a little bit of fear into VP, but none of it's connecting in a manner that's actually threatening them. You got this Slug with Bloodthorn, he jumps in, half HP. Dawn instantly used that Solar Guardian, but VP just disengaged. It's like, okay, cool, you got the evasion, but we don't need to fight you. We can just play on our spells, play on our move speed, and now one move, you can feel the desperation. It's, guys, if they get to our base again, we'll lose another lane of racks. We need to get kills out on the map. We need to do something.
Down as well, but it's not down for long. It's such a crazy ability at the moment. Minus 15-second gold strength cooldown, level 50. Whoa, Munkushi just up onto the high ground. I mean, he's got the axe, so he can jump out if he needs to, but throwing in that aggression. Yeah,
and there's triple 4 stuff on VP. Like this Slug, there's no way for him to contain the fight. It's so difficult.
It really is, but I have to say, I don't understand at all, like, the Slark jumping in, immediately using ulti, and then the follow-up from the Solar Guardian on top of the Slark who's already ultied. Like, it's evasion on a Slark who can't be hit.
But it's also the Static Storm used prior onto an Earthshaker while Slark was farming the Dire Jungle, right? Like, the entire fight wasn't clean for one move. It was very disjointed. And maybe the nerves are hitting them. Maybe they're feeling that kind of slow build-up of VP where they become this unmovable mountain of a lineup. What's one move? They needed to be the aggressors. They've only got 12 kills to their name in 30 minutes. They're just smoking again.
It's just so heavily onto the high ground there that they just feel like they can't take the fight. And pretty crazy. Hakoda immediately revealed, immediately glimmering himself back. Does find 2 of them here. Could go for an ulti, but gets stunned up, gets brought down, doesn't get a chance, and now they have to try and leave. And Samen gets caught. They're going in the backlines here. Both Fark and the Pangolin committing to the backlines of the fights, trying to find some supports, but they don't. And now Kiritich just popping the BKB into the Slark, and Slark, well, he's got to try and stand his ground here. Will be able to do so with the Dawnbreaker coming down as well, helping out the Slark, helping his survivability, but now that ultimate is over from the Dawn, but they have managed to catch the Sven in the back. He's inside the Static Storm, he's inside the kinetic field, the Slark coming in, but just gets punched in the face by Kiritich and brought down. It doesn't matter if he's low health, he's still got a big fucking sword and he's gonna tear through your team like butter. Double kill for Kiritich. Once again, one move completely taken out of the engagement. And Pantomim as well. +1.
What can they do? They're trying to play on the fringe of the fights with Glimmer Capes and Invis as well, but there's just a gem on the Underlord who's walking straight through the middle of the engagement, and poor old Disruptor, he dies instantly, buys back TPs. Guess what, mate? You're still gonna die again. Bam! Like, there just is no damage coming out from the side of them. Like 3,000 damage from Slark compared to nearly the 5,500 of Earthshaker. Like, this is the worst start to a fight possible. You're hugged inside the tree line, no real vision. The brawly boys are already on top of you. Sure, Slark might be on the Willow, but the 4 stuff that we've been talking about, that kind of duking potential, this is not a team fight that I even want to try and analyze. It's just not a place for one move to fight. VP absolutely obliterating one move in this series so far.
I mean, what about the approach from the from the Disruptor being in the front? You know, is that what you want to see? Looking for the glimpse, looking for the like instant Static Storm?
You kind of need to offer up someone at this stage of the game, because when you're behind, it's not as if Static Storm, he doesn't have an Axe, right? If he has an Axe, this is not the position to be in. But because you don't have that natural body who can exist like the Underlord, someone has to tank it. So I don't mind Disruptor doing it, especially because he has buyback. And don't forget, you waste a Solar Guardian, you're probably going to lose the fight. You waste a Rolling Thunder, you're probably going to lose a fight. So someone has to be that body, and unfortunately Disruptor is going to be it. I think if Slark was the first to go in, you're really asking for trouble because he isn't that tanky. Again, just the product of the draft are really causing issues as we get into the kind of the late game stages. Aegis falls again for Virtus.pro. Now a 13,000 gold lead.
It's looking a bit spicy at this point. Aegis, they got this gold lead. They got so much. I still find it crazy that they love giving this Aegis to the Sven and not to the Shaker. But then again, the Sven still hits hard. He's, you know, even outside of his ulti, he's hitting for like a 300 damage. So doesn't really matter whether he's ultied or not. He can still hit buildings.
Yeah, I think Dawn Axe is kind of a weird concept against Sven specifically, because Sven's a high physical damage hero who also has move speed built into his Warcry. So it's not as if he's locked into the Solar Guardian area of the fight, but they're smoked up, they're jumping, they've killed Disruptor.
Oh my god, one hero dead straight off the bat. Go to gone. Icarad, he's going to be able to survive through it. The slam comes through, and it's a decisive start to the fight as once again the Disruptor can't use this Static Storm. He's never in the position to start the engagement. SquadX just not giving him a chance to play the game. Now Icarad trying to start this one off, trying to just delay things more than anything. Wait out this God Strength timer. It is now down to just about 20 seconds. But down goes one tower. Slark jumping on in, using that ultimate. Actually, no, it's just the depth throughout at the moment. Now he's revealed. Doesn't really care, though. Still going to chase back Virtus.pro, and it looks like this defense should be successful from the side of one move. Mancusi looking to chase a little bit further forward, but I have no doubts that they will turn on him in a snap if he's not too careful. But God Strength is down, and Virtus.pro are happy just with the tower. They'll reset and wait the 30 seconds for the next gods.
Mancusi is looking to go for the moonshot as well, but Kiritich super close to his butterfly. And
they catch him out, they've got the lockdown, but the Dawnbreaker, she
the evasion
work to keep him alive. This is huge, actually, keeping the Slark alive and now catching out the Sven with no ultimate. They need to kill him off, though, at least get that Aegis upon him, because he's still hitting pretty damn hard. But luckily the Slark, I say he's getting stacked.
They gotta kill him.
Losing the fight, he's trying to get away. Double jump, but the impetus is just gonna blow him up. It's not enough to finish the job. Cheeky Midas and back into the fight. Meanwhile, the backlines, the Dawnbreaker just being hammered on down, and the rest of the team trying to escape. SquadX has caught them, though, on the retreat. Buyback from Pantomime, but they
Slark's back
on the Dawnbreaker. Slark once again trying to engage in the backlines, but disarmed immediately. Icarad rolling through it. Maybe Kiritich can go down once here, but when he's back, he's going to be back with a BKB. He's going to be back with an Aegis. He's saying, kill me, guys. See what happens. And, well...
oh, no.
But to oblige, and I think that might be their mistake. They're trying to clean up everybody else whilst the Sven is out of the engagement. But now he's jumping back in. In comes the God Strength. In comes the damage. They barely even need it, but they'll cut down the Slark regardless. 3 down on the side of one move. Only 1 or 2 fatalities saw on the side of Virtus.pro as the Underlord just comes flying straight back in, and now they'll look for those barracks.
The Sven with a sliver of HP, he wanted to die. He had everything available.
Kill.
And it's like, oh, fine, I'll kill you now.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of the undoing, right?
Yeah, Slug also doesn't have buyback. He bought a Hyperstone.
Oh, okay.
He was looking to buy the Moonshard as well. It's like they're going to get mega creeps here potentially.
Game 2 looking to eventually go the same way as Game 1, admittedly much closer this time around, but with Megas, I can't see them fighting back. In Kiritich, no God Strength, no worries. Still trying to just turn up to this fight regardless. Dawnbreaker ulti coming in to try and save out the Pangolier, and it will do the job for the time being. Healing him up, giving him that evasion. Now SquadX tries to jump in, won't finish the job onto the Pango. They know where he is. They're just going to turn around and block the Dawnbreaker instead. No more Afterlife. Afterlife is gone. Icarad rolling on through, trying to find the targets. The Mega Creeps have been gained. Oh, popped.
Oh. And death into Don't Be Mad all chat or voice line into then GG. Virtus.pro showing how they are a formidable force in this finals. They just draft solid lineups. They know exactly the timings that they need to hit, and they don't make